Hi, everyone. I'm Rick Blackwell. Welcome to the School District of Palm Beach County's Grand Battle of the Books. The Grand Battle of the Books competition is sponsored by Library Media Services with the support of Educational Technology, Informational Technology, and the Education Network. Book titles for the District Battle of the Books come from the Sunshine State Young Readers Award and the Florida Teen Reads List. Titles for these state-sponsored reading programs are selected annually by a statewide committee of school library media specialists. Once again, there are 15 books. I'm holding up one of them right here. Congratulations to these kids for reading so much. Now, throughout this school year, students have read and discussed the 15 titles in their age division. In the first round of the Battle of the Books, teams from participating schools answered multiple choice questions in an online competition. The top 2 winning teams from each age division join us today to battle to determine the champion of this year's Grand Battle of the Books. The battle looks a little different this year, right? As our teams are competing from their respective schools. Time now to meet these 2 very talented teams.
Here they are. I'm really excited to tell you about these outstanding students from these 2 great middle schools in Palm Beach County. And first, let's meet the team from Wellington Landings Middle School. Hi, Serena. Tell us about your team, the nickname, and even introduce the rest of the team members.
Hello, I'm Serena Morghese, and at Wellington Landings, our team name is the Cyan Crayons. And so the way that we came up with our team name is we were all discussing what it would be, and one of our teammates mentioned the Cyan Crayons, and we all thought that that'd be a fun and interesting name to use, so we decided to go with it. And so the rest of my team, so the first person is Ashley Quintero, and then Miriam Smith and Ryan Kaw.
All right, you guys looking like an outstanding team. We have Mr. Henry up there also working hard for us, so we really appreciate all the efforts over at Wellington Landings. Congratulations to getting to the final. Let's have some fun today. All right, now let's meet the other team from Bach Middle School of the Arts. And this is really an outstanding team. I think you guys are our defending champs. Genevieve, hi, welcome to the finals. And tell us about your nickname and the rest of the team members.
Hi, my name is Genevieve Nixdorf. Our team name is Snakes Return. Last year we were Snakes United, and we decided that, well, we're coming back this year, so we're returning, so Snakes Return.
Great, now let's have each of the individual team members introduce themselves. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sophia Olson. I am a piano major at Bach.
Hi, I'm Anthony Stan. I'm a communications major at Bach.
Hello, I am Karina Brown, and I am a theater major here at Bach.
I'm Reagan Guinness, and I'm a visual arts major.
So good to see you guys. Congratulations to get to the final. That's an accomplishment in and of itself. We are getting ready to get started. So what do you guys say? Let's get the competition going, right? All right, I'm glad you guys are on board with that. We are going to start with Wellington Landings. So our first question in the middle school category to Wellington Landings: in which book does a pupil's action make her professor cry from happiness?
Hi guys, what do you think? It's not any of the ones that I know. Does anyone remember anything?
Go with We're Not From Here by Geoff Rodkey.
Yeah. Our final answer is We're Not From Here by Jeff Rodkey.
Okay, just to let you know, Serena, you got to get it in within the 15 seconds, and that's from the captain, not necessarily from a team member. In this particular case, that was incorrect, but just remember to be aware of that 15 seconds.
Okay.
Next up, Bach Middle School of the Arts. In which book does a character say that her sister always felt like a younger sister, even though she was a year older?
The Bridge Home by Padma Venkatraman.
That is correct. Wellington Landings. In which book does a character tell another character, quote, "You're a worrier, I can tell. You know people can die from too much worrying. You should worry about that."
I think this is Coyote Sunrise, right?
Yeah, Coyote Sunrise by
Right.
Dan Gemmington. Yeah.
Our final answer is The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise by Dan Giemenhart.
That is incorrect. Bach, in which book do the characters encounter a local teenager and his three-legged dog?
So, Scouts by Shannon Greenland.
That is correct. Wellington Landings. In which book does a character break a glass of sweet, milky tea?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think the Bridge Home.
Bridge Home.
Our final answer is The Bridge Home by Padma Venkatraman.
That is correct. Bach, in which book does the main character feel that he is not wanted at home, that he is, quote, worn, torn, worthless?
Marcus Vega doesn't speak Spanish by Pablo Cortea.
That is incorrect. Wellington Landings. In which book does a character realize technology has been a way of avoiding the rest of the world, but now technology was just things?
Is this
I think it's the whale one, Song for the Whale.
Song for a Whale.
Song for a Whale by Lynn Kelly?
That is incorrect. Bach. In which book does a character's grandpa advise, quote, all we need is our own small space to feel at home. Sometimes it takes time to figure things out, but you'll do it. You'll find your way.
Song for a Whale by Lynn Kelly.
That is correct. Wellington Landings. In which book does a character panic while thinking, quote, even in my worst nightmares, I hadn't died with a gigantic bow on my butt?
Oh, this was
Float.
yeah, Float by Laura Martin.
Correct. Bach. In which book do two characters contract dengue fever from mosquito bites?
The Bridge Home by Padma Venkatraman.
That is correct. Wellington Landings. In which book did a character explain that there are two basic forces in conflict? Progress and tradition.
Guys, what do you think? Is it Coyote Sunrise? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so.
The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise by Dan Giemenhart.
That is incorrect. Bach. In which book does a character use dental floss as a tape measure to add the miles on a highway atlas?
The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise by Dan Giemenhart.
That is correct. Wellington Landings. In which book does it state that the main character has a sidekick?
Guys, what do you think?
Bridge Home.
The Bridge Home by Padma Venkatraman.
That is incorrect. Bach. In which book does a character get sick with a cough after getting soaked in the rain and bitten by mosquitoes?
Oh, that's Bridge Home. That was Bridge Home.
The Bridge Home by Padma Venkatraman.
Correct. Next up is Wellington Landings. In which book is the last sentence the same as the first sentence, which begins, quote, no one was awake to see it happen?
It was the one with the alien. What was it?
We're not from here.
Yeah. No. It was Scouts.
Scouts by Shannon Greenland.
That is incorrect. Bach. In which book does the protagonist have the least amount of speaking lines?
Game Changer.
Game Changer by Tommy Greenwald.
Correct. Wellington Landings. Maybe the water that carried his sounds away would rearrange them into a new composition another would hear. What is that a quotation from?
Song for a Whale.
Yeah. Song for a Whale by Lynn Kelly.
That is correct. Bach. In which book do the characters learn magic tricks to help them solve problems?
City Spies by James Ponti.
That is correct. Wellington Landings. In which book does a boy have to write in his math textbook as part of detention?
New Kid, is it New Kid?
No, Inkling. I think it was Inkling.
Inkling by Kenneth Noble.
Correct. Bach Middle School of the Arts. In which book is there a singing male nurse?
Game Changer by Tommy Greenwald.
That is correct. Wellington Landings. In which book were the characters encouraged to act like golden retrievers?
Oh, We're Not From Here.
We're Not From Here by Jeff Rodkey.
Correct. Bach Middle School of the Arts. In which book is the story told by using various text structures, such as verse, newspaper articles, interviews, etc.?
Game Changer by Tommy Greenwald.
That is correct. Wellington Landings. In which book do we discover that a hazing ritual took place?
Game Changer.
Game Changer by Tommy Greenwald.
Correct. Next up is Bach. In which book does a character fear a girl with a pink umbrella will kiss him? So, quote, I made sure that we never stopped talking. Girls always kiss you during awkward pauses.
New Kid by Jerry Craft.
Correct. Wellington Landings. In which book does the main character reflect, quote, the story that was keeping us alive is over. We are all too weak to begin another.
Guys, what do you think?
I like the 12.
Level 12.
Lifeboat 12 by Susan Hood.
Correct. Bach Middle School of the Arts. In which book does a character learn many random facts from Wikipedia while spending time in the suspension room?
Float by Laura Martin.
That is correct. Wellington Landings. In which book is there a zoo in a park with bison, peacocks, and emus?
I didn't read it. What, you guys?
I have no idea.
Just say something. Like Charlie Hernandez.
We're Not From Here by Jeff Rodkey.
That's incorrect. Over to Bach. In which book does the main character decide about changing schools reflected in this quote? Maybe finding your way sometimes means you can't stay where you are.
New Kid by Jerry Craft.
That's incorrect. Over to Wellington Landings. In which book is a father's first finished sentence of the day, quote, well, maybe for her birthday?
What do you think?
Coyote Sunrise.
The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise by Dan Giemenhart.
That is incorrect. Bach. In which book does the protagonist say, quote, do you know the worst name that someone can call me? Someone else's name. Because that means they're not even taking the time to look at you long enough.
New Kid by Jerry Craft.
That is correct. Wellington Landings is next. In which book does a character consider, quote, she realizes we may die, not of hunger, not of thirst, not of exhaustion, not yet anyway. It sounds odd to say, but it's true. We may die of the doldrums.
What is
Lifeboat
it?
12.
Lifeboat 12 by Susan Hood.
Correct. Over to Bach. In which book does one character tell another, quote, you're supposed to be you, and I know you can do that?
Spark by Sarah Beth Durst.
Correct. Over to Wellington Landings. In which book was going home a quote, set in stone, hard as dried concrete, no go?
This is Coyote Sunrise.
Coyote,
The
yes,
Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise by Dan Giemenhart.
Correct. Over to Bach. In the book by which author does the main character injure their hands and feet while climbing a ladder?
Deepwater by Walt Key.
Correct. Over to Wellington Landings. In which book was a crystal ball key to their escape?
Guys, what do you think?
City Spies.
City Spies by James Ponti.
Incorrect. Over to Bach. In which book did a character get locked up on the roof all night?
City Spies by James Ponti.
Correct. Wellington Landings. In which book does the main character's father go into a coma?
Anyone? Is it Charlie Hernandez?
It might be.
Charlie Hernandez and the League of Shadows by Ryan Calejo.
That's incorrect. Over to Bach. In which book did a character consider, quote, I feel sorry that he has to live here with these mean people. Maybe after all this is over, I can try to be his friend.
Mean People? Mean People by Jerry Craft.
That is incorrect. Wellington Landings. In which book does a main character compare her father to, quote, a plump yellow mango with just a few ugly bruises?
Is this Coyote Sunrise?
I think it's Coyote.
The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise by Dan Giemenhart.
That is incorrect. Over to Bach. In which book did everyone have to get their clothes from a clothing exchange?
Lifeboat 12 by Susan Hood.
That is incorrect. Wellington Landings. In which book do characters hug each other to avoid hypothermia?
Deepwater. Deepwater.
Deepwater by Walt Key.
Correct. Bach. In which book would you find this quote? I looked at him. He was barefoot in his swim trunks and faded Madras plaid shirt. Wild gray hair seemed permanently stiff with dried salty water.
Deepwater by Walt Key.
Correct. Over to Wellington Landings. In which book would you find this quote? I pushed the thought of predators from my mind, began to reason out my situation.
Is this We're Not From Here?
Sure.
We're Not From Here by Jeff Rodkey.
That is incorrect. Bach. In which book does a character tell others that the things they physically carry do not define them in the way the things they carry in their hearts do?
It sounds really familiar. When going off to war, but I know. Wait, what is it?
Time up. I'm sorry about that. Ready to move on over to Wellington Landings. In which book is the phrase, quote, there's so much sadness in the world, repeated a few times?
This is Coyote. The Remarkable
Yeah.
Journey of Coyote Sunrise by Dan Giemenhart.
That is correct. Over to Bach. In which book did a character realize that you'll finally be free to be you once you accept yourself, especially the weird parts?
No, not
Float.
Spark.
Okay. Float by Laura Martin.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
Float by Laura Martin.
That is incorrect. Wellington Landings. In which book are Once Upon a Times asked for by the two main characters?
This is Coyote.
Coyote.
The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise by Dan Giemenhart.
Correct. Over to Bach. In which book does a character claim to feed Mountain Dew to over-caffeinated squirrels?
Float.
I think that's float.
Yeah. Float by Laura Martin.
Correct. Wellington Landings. In which book does the main character think, quote, then it hits me, the fault. It's all on me. I'm to blame. I'm the one who insisted we go on this crazy adventure.
Lucas Vega.
Marcus Vega doesn't speak Spanish by Pablo Cartaya.
That's incorrect. Bach. In which book does the main character consider, quote, and to think I thought this trip would be good for them, for all of us. It seems to be anything but.
I think it's Scouts.
Scouts by Shannon Greenland.
Correct. Over to Wellington Landings. In which book does a character say, quote, remember ain't a past tense word. It's a right now word. Kind of person I want to be right now today is the kind of person that remembers.
It's Coyote.
Yeah.
The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise by Dane Giemenhart.
Correct. Over to Bach. In which book does a character say, quote, I mean, I'm not really falling. That's called a metaphor. When I was younger, I used to wish I was Superman. So instead of falling, I could fly.
New Kid by Jerry Craft.
Correct. Wellington Landings. In which book do online rumors about a fight cast doubt on an event that occurs before school starts?
Guys, anyone?
Game Changer?
Game Changer by Tommy Greenwald.
Correct. Over to Bach. In which book did a character say, quote, I smiled so big that I practically sprained a muscle in my cheek?
I think it's Charlie Hernandez.
Charlie Hernandez and the League of Shadows by Ryan Coelho.
That's incorrect. Wellington Landings. In which book do two sisters take a bus into the city to start a new life?
The Bridge Home.
The Bridge Home by Padma Venkatraman.
Correct. Next up is Bach. In which book does the main character think, quote, I feel like a thief stealing away, making off with my life. We've been tracked, hunted down, our cover about to be blown.
No, I don't think it's Scouts.
They were in the basement. I can't think of
We have something left.
Scouts by Shannon Greenland.
Incorrect. Wellington Landings. In which book did a character think, quote, it didn't used to be that way. We were one another's only friends. But over the past year, that's been changing.
Is it Scouts?
Sure, yeah, it's
Scouts by Shannon Greenland.
Correct. Over to Bach. In which book is a character not ready to have a new mom if his dad decides to get remarried?
Scouts by Shannon Greenland.
Correct. Wellington Landings. In which book did characters quote rhyming truisms?
City Spies, City Spies.
City Spies by James Ponty.
Correct. Over to Bach. In which book is a walk to the nurse's office a character's favorite parts of the day?
Float by Laura Martin.
Correct. Wellington Landings. In which book do they enjoy an evening of fireworks and music?
I didn't read it.
Float.
Float by Laura Martin.
That's incorrect. Bach. In which book does the main character learn that, quote, one small kindness between strangers offers distraction from death?
Wait, I think it is the Bridge Home.
The Bridge Home by Padma Venkatraman.
That is incorrect. Wellington Landings. In which book will you find the phrase, quote, sound can move anything if it's strong enough?
Is this Song for a Whale?
Song for a Whale. Song for a
Song
Whale.
for a Whale by Lynn Kelly.
Correct. Bach. Which book had the understatement of the millennium in it?
I think it's Charlie Hernandez.
Charlie Hernandez and the League of Shadows by Ryan Coelho.
That is incorrect. Wellington Landings. In which book does a dad throw a fan letter away without reading it?
Oh, Inkling.
Inkling by Kenneth Opel.
Correct. Box up next. In which book does the main character think, quote, how can I be so wet when my throat is so dry? How can I be sunburned and frostbitten? How can I be so exhausted and unable to sleep?
Lifeboat 12 by Susan Hood.
Correct. Wellington Landings. In which book do characters go swimming in a river in the morning to take a bath, even though there's litter in it?
Float. It's Float, right?
Float.
Float by Laura Martin.
That's incorrect. Bach. In which book is a father's boss the father of an arch enemy?
Inkling by Kenneth.
In which book is a father's boss the father of an arch nemesis?
Inkling by Kenneth Opel.
Correct. Wellington Landings. In which book do most of the adult characters state the phrase, there's nothing like being part of a team?
Game Changer.
Game Changer by Tommy Greenwald.
Correct. Over to Bach. In which book does a character muse that everything was worse at night? That at night, the idea of the dark space was overwhelming.
Deep Water by Watkey.
Incorrect. Wellington Landings. In which book did a character say that having different flavors and textures of food was inefficient?
Oh,
We're
this
Not
is
From
We're Not
Here.
From Here. We're Not From Here by Jeff Rodkey.
Correct. Over to Bach. In which book does a character say his grandmother's advice was, quote, in order to become successful one day, I need to get used to being a fly in the buttermilk?
New Kid by Jerry Craft.
That is correct. And that completes this round. Congratulations to both teams for being so knowledgeable about all these books. It was really an exciting round of competition from Wellington Landings Middle School and Bach Middle School of the Arts. We're going to come back with the results right after this.
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to the Battle of the Books, the middle school tournament. This one was a great one. It was between Bach Middle School of the Arts and Wellington Landings Middle School. Congratulations to both teams. Boy, these kids did so well. There are 15 books. Many of the students read several of the books, and you can tell by the way they answered those questions. Let's bring in Lisa Seymour. She's an instructional specialist with the School District of Palm Beach County. She's also holding the Kavanaugh Cup. We wanted to get to this, Lisa. This is named after a real special person when it comes to the school district.
It is. It's named after Kim Kavanaugh, who worked for the Educational Technology Department for many, many years.
Hey, we think of Kim and his family right now. Kim used to be here, one of the judges. It was always great to see his smiling face, and he really loved this competition. So it's neat that we honor him.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get to the results. These are two great teams. I'm sure you were really impressed. And also we want to thank the teachers and the media specialists at these two schools.
Absolutely. I was super impressed with these teams. They've worked through so much this year to get to this grand battle. They've overcome all of the challenges of a pandemic year to make it here and really represent their schools well.
All right, we do want to look at their sponsors too. We see Jennifer Gardner, and I know Douglas Henry is there as well. Thank you for all that you do in getting these teams together. Let's talk about the second place winner. who came in second place in the middle school division?
So our second place winner today was Wellington Landings Middle School.
Congratulations to Wellington Landings Middle School. Way to go. Serena, what was it like participating in the competition? Normally, we'd love to have you guys in person, but to do it virtually with your friends, what was it like this year?
It was definitely a new experience, and for a lot of us, this was actually our first time at the Grand Battle. So for many of us, for all of us, it was very interesting and fun and a cool new experience that we got to enjoy. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're really nice to say that. Thanks a lot. You guys did a wonderful job. Great work. All right, so that means the trophy will be going to where, Lisa?
The trophy will be going back to Bach Middle School of the Arts.
All right, congratulations, Bach Middle School of the Arts. Wow, you guys were exceptional with these questions today. Genevieve, what was it like? Tell me about the togetherness, the cohesiveness of your team. What was the key to your victory today?
I felt like our team was more in touch this year because we were able to use websites to connect that we weren't able to last year, like Discord, for example. We were able to chat constantly and exchange like Quizlet links or look at spreadsheets and the questions. So I don't know. I think virtual was actually very helpful.
All right, well, that's great. Always look at the sunny side of things. I like that. Thank you for watching at home. From inside the studios here at the Education Network, again, congratulations to our teams, Wellington Landings Middle School and Bach Middle School of the Arts, your champion. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I'm Rick Blackwell.
We did it. For all the